Hello everyone, and welcome to our Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle of Bane and Blood. This is our fourth and final prologue, final this time, until the stars go out. So let's meet our werewolf, starting with Avery.
Hello everybody, hi, I'm Avery at Averydaboi on all the social media platforms. I style myself as something of an internet personality, and this time zone, I will be playing Markus Nebelstreif Sweets, the Black Fury Galliard.
Very good. Az?
Hello everybody, I'm Az, or as I was on the social media, because I think I'm funny. And today I will be playing Timber Shakes the Trees, Ragabash Red Talon.
And Luna.
Hi, I'm Luna, or druidbynight. You can find me at druidbynight on TikTok, Blue Sky, and Twitch. This time zone I'll be playing Lorelei Savagewind, Black Fury Theurge, and Best Pack Leader.
Best pack leader. And I'm Huddy. So this is the final epilogue. I'll be like, hey, I'm Huddy. I'm the storyteller. I do lots of things, including storytelling this story. So, as always, this is a Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be down in the description below. So if you all are ready, lass uns anfangen, or let us begin. It's a foggy early evening in Berlin's Kreisdreieck Park in the district of Schöneberg. Once a symbol of the Cold War, the park now lives under dim orange streetlights, creeping moss over concrete, scattered graffiti in neon colors under lamplights, and the sound of rain tinkling against the old railway tracks. Somewhere nearby, a bass line throbs faintly from an underground club, the heartbeat of Berlin ever present, low, rhythmic, and always aching. But Markus, you didn't come into the city with Timber to dance. You came to show her one of the places you like to spend your time after school before heading home to the heavy weight of being a son of Garu. You have a small pack with food and drink, but you didn't count on the rain. Another sign perhaps of the wild breaking open the skies in protest, in sorrow, for the suffering it endures. The two of you stand at the edge of a disused rail line, the whole park in your view. And it is unsurprisingly quite empty because of the weather. Timber, this park is strange. There's so much Weaver trash everywhere, but it appears the people of the map are letting the wild take it back. So maybe it's not all bad. What do you think about as the rain gently pours down around you? The two of you safe for now under an overhang, starting with Timber.
I think seeing how the wild is taking back all this Weaver trash and smelling the rain and feeling it, maybe things aren't so hopeless.
You get the feeling that things aren't so hopeless. That's a very optimistic feeling for Timber. What about you, Markus? Why did you bring Timber here?
Markus has been realizing that Timber has been sort of struggling with some really big emotions. And this is a place where Markus often went as a child to deal with his own big emotions. Having passed a few of the brick walls, covered in moss now, you would just gesture to them and the paint that is hidden beneath a small fuzzy green veneer of moss. It's very painted things like, all cops are bastards, all of these, sayings and phrases of big, sort of tumultuous energies that he held inside of himself. And there was never anyone around who judged him here or made him feel bad for feeling what he felt here. And so it was just sort of a natural idea to bring her here and show her that despite all of these emotions, the wild takes everything back in time.
As Markus moves some of the moss and shows you some of the graffiti that's here, you notice that one of this piece of art, if that is indeed what Markus wants to call it, looks like a signature maybe. And you remember or notice that Markus has this signature tattooed on himself. It's cut now with the scars he has received, as are all of his tattoos. But you think that these might be from Markus.
Did Markus make this?
Well, I didn't make this park, but the Soviets built it back, in the day. But I used to come here a lot to have feelings that other people didn't really understand.
But Markus made this. And she's gonna take and kind of put her fingers along where that signature is.
Yeah, it's mine.
Why?
There's something satisfying with leaving your mark on places, And a certain sense of being able to take feelings outside of yourself and paint them on a wall.
Did you bring a spray can with you, Markus, in that basket that has food and wine in it? Did you bring a spray
Yeah,
can?
I think he's had it tucked in the back pocket of his shorts.
Perfect.
And he'll just look over at Timber. It's hard to feel like no one understands you. And it's even harder to feel like someone understood you and you lost them.
Yes, that one. Where no one understood. And then there are two loss.
Do you want to paint?
Timber. What?
I can show you.
Show me what?
Reach up and with this ever-present claws and just clean away some of this moss that clings to the wall. And he'll take the rattle can out of his back pocket and kind of spin it in his palm. And he'll hold it out to Timber. It's how you make your mark. The walls with the paint.
Just the
You
point.
have to come up with a signature, though.
Timber does not sign. Timber. When Timber and Pine Cones were little, and Hardrain would take stick, and Timber's gonna take and try and make the claw marks, and then cross it so that it's kind of like an X with claw marks. The same symbol for something nice.
It's not ideal weather to be making graffiti, and as Timber makes this signature, the rain does start to force the color to drip. Looks very cool, Markus. Could make it a really cool tattoo.
I think Timber.
No, it's perfect.
It's running.
Yeah, for now. And with this overhang, I think looking around, because normally in this places there are sort of remnants of unhoused folk making a home here and stuff like that. He's gonna look around for like a tarp or something and start to he'll use his claws to punch into the overhang that they were standing under and kind of run it through and make a temporary overhang so that now that it has the drip effect it can dry the way it needs to. Just kind of lean back against the opposite wall and just look at it for a minute.
Timber is good at this.
Yeah. I'm constantly made aware of how exceptional you are.
Timber knows.
Yeah.
And then it'll just kind of stays there, or
Once it dries, yeah. Because we're not in a place where the city will come by and clean it, so...
so no humans touch, just wild.
I mean, maybe. Maybe humans will come here and they will see it and you will inspire them to feel something. I mean, I'm inspired to feel something. There's a lot of feeling in it.
Timber does not care if humans are impressed. But if wild take back that...
No.
is good.
Impressed. There's this graffiti artists, we don't impress each other, we inspire each other. It's not about whose work is better or worse or more skilled or less skilled. It's about what it makes you feel, Timber, and this is going to make people feel things. You are going to make humans feel for Gaia. With this, you understand? That is... Did Papa ever talk to you about art? Or Kunst, sorry.
No. Well, Sweets used to say many things all the time. Mostly about how things used to be back in New York. This is how it was. You know?
Yeah.
But no, not really art. Did critique Timber's choice in things Timber brought on shirts.
Art makes people aspire. Do you know what that word means?
Aspire.
Yeah, it makes them want to be better, to dream, to change. I mean, hopefully not like we change, but to change in their own way.
Change is mostly good. Then you can do something.
They can do something.
They don't choose to do anything, though. They just keep doing things and creating more Weaver trash, and then the Wyrm gets in them, and then...
Can I get a willpower roll from you, Markus?
Sure.
I don't think I forgot.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Zwei.
Third time's the charm.
3 successes, you stop mid-sentence and sort of where you've backed up to observe Timber's art, you sort of press yourself harder up against the wall and sort of slump down a little bit to not sit on the ground necessarily, but you sort of bring your knees up to your chest. It's almost like someone just sucker punched you out of nowhere, right in the solar plexus.
And when they...
Keep talking. It's fine.
It's not fine.
I just need a minute. Your art took the breath out of me.
Timber's art wasn't what did it, but okay.
No, maybe it was just Timber.
It was Timber that did it, but... It's just pain, Timber.
It will pass, yeah.
Do we need to maybe... Food? Food makes things better, and that helps Timber when Timber not feeling good.
Yeah, I brought some food and a bottle of wine. If you want to just sit for a minute, and we can eat. And
wine?
It's what people who like each other drink when they sit down together.
this sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Timber likes beer.
The wine you did bring, Marcus, is a sparkling, very sweet wine. So you think that Timber will like it since Timber is so fond of beer and banana juice.
Just try it. It's fizzy.
Is it one that's got like the screw top, or is it one that has like the actual cork?
It is a screw top.
Perfect. Timber's gonna unscrew it and like sniff at it.
It smells very sweet.
Maybe not the worst. And take a big drink. And as soon as it's sweet, takes another drink.
Mm-hmm. And you can read the label on it. It says Prosecco.
Yeah.
Why do we not have this is good. The other one that the one Hana used for cook with
Yeah, that's a cooking wine. It's salted, first of all.
bad.
Yeah.
Not good. No.
What else is inside of the basket? It's bread and cheese and strawberries. All sorts of sort of very popular food to take with you, sort of like a charcuterie board on the go, salami, things like that. And it seems that at the very, 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 very bottom of it seems to be a rose.
So Timber's gonna take out the food like methodically and have like portioned out. You left flour in bag. It gets damaged.
It's for you. It was growing in my garden, and it's... You remind me of the roses.
And you cut it off the bush to give to Timber. Why not? We could go look at Rose.
It's just the things that humans do. So give each other flowers.
Markus is doing things for other people.
I don't know what you mean.
Timber is Timber. Timber would have been happy to go look at Rose with Markus.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to bring you here and also bring it here. It's called romance, Timber.
You said we were coming to park to look at things and feel better.
Timber, I said we were going on a date to the park.
Yes, and a date is when two people eat food together.
Who told you that?
You.
Shit. When did I say that?
You have no memory of ever saying that, Marcus.
When you invited Timber after work while we were here before. Never mind, it's not important. Here, have bread, cheese. It's good.
Well, I will eat, but Timber, a date is not just where two people go and they sit down and eat food together. A date is where one person who is romantically interested in another person asks them to go do something with them.
So Markus lied to... Well, not Markus.
Yeah.
Speaking of dates, where one person who's romantically interested in the other person goes and asks someone else to do something with them. Lorelei, not too far from this scene, you're walking along the same abandoned tracks. You and your thin-blood girlfriend, Renata. Her arm is looped into yours, her head is pressed against your shoulder, your hat is sort of acting as an umbrella for the two of you. And Renata sort of giggles against your shoulder and says, I can hear your heartbeat. Is it beating that fast for me?
What else would it be beating fast for? The rain? No.
Well, I don't know. I heard that some people are called pluviophiles and they like really get a hard on for the rain or something.
I mean, relatable.
I don't know. Werewolves are like dogs. Do they not like the rain? Or do they like the rain? Or does it depend?
I think, like most people, it depends, but I like the rain.
Yes, you look very pretty when you're wet. When you go to your wolfy home, do they smell me on you? Just curious.
That they do. And I get a little more smug and proud every time.
Really? You don't think that they're going to do something about it?
No.
You say that
No,
with such confidence.
Well, I am their pack leader after all. Well, at least my pack.
No, I understand that, but there's more of you, aren't there? Leaders above you, you have a boss, right? You're not the boss, the overboss.
No, I am not.
So tell me about your boss.
Oh, she's great. Covering from something terrible, but she's wonderful.
Wonderful in that she doesn't kill leeches on sight? Wonderful?
She sees a more nuanced perspective, I think.
Wonderful like that she won't wrap you in silver and keep us apart?
I don't think so. Although there was like a pause.
Renata will notice your pause. And when you pause, she traces the line of your jaw with her finger. And you've heard that some vampires can fake or simulate life, force themselves to breathe and be warm. But Renata is not one of those vampires, and her touch is always cold. And involuntarily, you shiver, and she retracts her hand and attempts to hide her disappointment.
No, oh God,
This is stupid. I'm undead, and everything that howls when it smells death. What are we doing, Lorelei? I guess long story long. It's my long way of asking is what are we doing?
I'll stop and kind of turn to look at her. I'll actually take my head off and put it up on her since we're stopped now. We're together. I don't care that you're cold or undead or whatever. I'm sorry I shivered.
I know, it's not your fault, and I'm sorry that I'm upset about it, but like, for me, a future means forever. I know it doesn't mean the same thing for you. I know that your forever is like, you're really excited if you make it to 40.
Yeah.
And I can't give you immortal life, Lorelei. I think even if I were to try, it wouldn't work.
No, that's not something that would work. But what I can tell you works is whether I live to 30 or 40 or 50 or 80, I'm spending it with you if you'll have me.
Of course I'll have you. I'm not really worried about me. As far as I can tell, every benefit comes from you being my girlfriend, and no benefit comes from me being yours. Puts you at more risk being with me, with other werewolves. It shortens your life in the sense where you can't have a life with someone who maybe understands you better, someone who can die with you.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit.
I give myself plenty of credit. I'm usually tend to be right about these things, though. So I've lived so long.
Nah, of course. There is, for every negative that you see, I see 2 positives.
Can you have such optimism when you know that literally it is almost destined for you to die young?
She'll kind of look up at the rain. and smile. In my belief, dying is just a part of the cycle. We don't really fully leave.
What happens?
I would haunt you. Well,
and she
but
smiles very, very broadly. That's actually really okay, because there's lots of tricks that you can learn as a vampire to deal with the ghosts.
Well, I don't know. Gosh, I'm still learning. But in my beliefs, I could stay past death. Not literally.
Is this like that thing where you say, like, would you still love me if I was a worm? Would I still love you for a werewolf ghost? The answer is yes, of course. I would keep you in my house.
Well, perfect.
I don't know if I could take you for a walk, though. And she sort of starts moving again, start walking again as she muses on whether or not she could still do these types of walks when you're a ghost, which will be in not too long from now for Renata anyway, who, if she plays her cards right, is looking to live forever. And she sort of looks down the railway a little bit and she points and she says, isn't that the really angry one who took my eye?
Oh my god, it is. Would you like to abscond?
Not really. I can hear your stomach growling, which is crazy, by the way. I know we've never had the conversation, but I think if we set you in front of a buffet that you could eat everything and still remain as slender and hot as you are now, which is crazy. Absolutely insane.
One of the perks of being a dog.
Yeah. Well, I've seen plenty of obese dogs, but I guess werewolves are immune. But I can hear your stomach growling at just the smell of their food from all the way over here, which smells disgusting, by the way.
Well, I'll leave it up to you then. Would you like to approach and get in on that, or what?
Well, let's really test your chops. Let's see if you can protect me against two werewolves who might want to take my eye again.
Let's do it.
Unless that one with the long hair isn't a werewolf, of course. As they approach and you are feeding, as Markus is sort of doubled over and you are shoving cheese into his mouth, trying to make it better, I can finally inform Markus, you were immune to a bruised Tom memory spell, let's call it. When you see Renata, you recognize her immediately. You recognize her as Lorelei's daughter. You know her last name is Knauprecht. You know that her father was Ulrich Knauprecht. You remember him. You remember him being at the cairn. You remember when they got married. You remember when Renata was born. These are all things that Lorelei and Timber no longer remember, if they ever knew it at all, because April has erased it from the timeline. But you, for some reason, are immune. You're not aware of that either. But as she approaches, you recognize her immediately. She does not recognize you.
Nata, is that you?
And she looks nervously to Lorelei. Did you tell your friend about me already? He seems to know me just by sight. That's creepy. Hello, Timber.
No, I remember when you were born.
What a weird thing to say.
No, your mother babysat me all the time.
What?
Lilette?
Yeah.
You knew my mother, Lilette?
Yeah. Tante Lally. Yeah.
Markus? What are you talking about?
That
is Pack Leader's girlfriend, Renata.
Yeah. It's Savagewind's daughter. Yeah, I know. We know each other.
Sorry, I've never met you before in my life.
It's Markus. Sweets.
You can make a wits and insight into everyone, Markus. Your rage is at 2. Timber, your rage is at 1. Lorelei, rage is at 1. Markus never gets to sit on 1 because of the pain.
Teeth.
Okay, so this isn't right. You look around and you can see that Timber and Lorelei and Renata have no idea what you're talking about. Renata doesn't recognize you either, and this makes you incredibly frustrated. So without meaning to, and with your obsidian claws, you grab onto Renata and sort of push her close to you, and you can yell whatever it is you'd like to yell at her. Whatever you think this reaction would cause.
I think Markus will like pull her in and just say, yeah, I changed your nappies when you were a baby. What the fuck are you talking about? You know me, Nada.
You may increase your rage, Lorelei.
Yeah, because at this point, Lorelei, like, as soon as there was physical altercation, Lorelei would
And
shove
Kanata
Markus
says,
back.
"You're hurting me." And you may intercede, Lorelei, if you like.
Yeah, she'll shove Markus back and try to, like, relinquish his grasp, like, grab his wrist.
The brutal outcome you can't, but you can get up right up in his face and say something and use your ability as a pack leader to get him to back the fuck down.
Yeah, Markus, I need you. So you're at an 11. I need you to bring it down to like a 4.
She knows me.
Well, clearly something either happened or she doesn't. So let's reintroduce ourselves.
Hi, hello, I'm Markus, and you have a birthmark in the left bottom of the small of your back.
Okay, so now I'm worried that someone has posted pictures of me on the internet somewhere naughty.
No, I just know you, Nata.
Okay, I believe you. I believe that you know me. I don't know you. Look, Timber, my eye grew back.
Timber said it would. Made a big deal out of nothing.
Well, it really hurt. It's
That was
good.
the eye that you took.
Yes.
Stupendous.
That
Well,
gives you the
time code.
indication, Markus, that Kanata is not human. Whatever she is. Not anymore.
What happened to you, Natty?
If you have to call me a nickname, you can call me Reina. But no, I don't want you to, because I don't know you. Let's just make a long story short. Leech got me.
Like Bertrand?
No. Are we
Cool.
still having to be polite?
She kind of will tilt her head to the side. Yes?
Bane and Blood.
Thank you.
Okay. I think I just need a minute. This is upsetting.
Yes, well, I'm sorry that my transformation into a leech is upsetting for you. And she reaches
No.
down into the basket and grabs a poison. Here, please. All I can hear is your stomach, Lorelei.
Oh, yeah. God, I'm starving.
Markus?
No, it's fine.
If you know so much about me, Markus, why don't you tell me who my father is, since I've never known
Ulrich.
who?
Ulrich.
And can I get a stamina and occult rolls from Lorelei and Timber, since you did meet Ulrich, but April removed that from the timeline.
One right.
Stamina and a cult?
You're at 2 rage now, Lorelei. Stamina and occult. Yeah, this is a terrible fucking roll for Timber. We're trying to counteract April's new consensus.
I got 2.
I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Timber, you still don't remember? Lorelei, you remember meeting Ulrich now. He was a mage. He helped you. He saved Maggie. He's the one who told you Markus was ill.
How do you know that? How did you know that?
Because he used to come to Grunewald and Ulrich and I would watch National Geographic and talk about the animals.
I kind of looked to Renato with just shock, but also excitement.
I loved your father. He was nice to me.
I never knew him.
Yes, you did.
And Lorelei, instinctively you reach in your pouch and you touch that mechanical pigeon wing. And you remember Ulrich made these.
I'll pull it out.
Why did you keep that? It tastes so bad.
I don't. You know, I didn't know why I kept it, and now I know why. To remember.
Okay. All
remember
right.
when
Let's all
pigeon
just calm down. Are you saying that outside of you, Mr. Longhair Man, that we are all experiencing
Markus.
some sort of mass hysteria, mass delusion, mass loss of memory, all about the same people, which happen to be my parents?
I'm not going to answer you until you call me by my name, Rena.
Markus.
Yes. And your father loved you, and he spent time with you.
Sure. Why not? I've walked backwards, and she looks to Lorelei, in memory, again and again and again. I've told you this. I can't see my mother. I can't see my father. When I walked back in your memories and saw your father, it was worked. It was fine, but mine is blank. Maybe this one, though. If it's so open and not blank, maybe I could walk back in his and see.
There's something in my memories that you're going to need to be very careful to avoid.
How ominous. Sounds fun.
No, it wasn't.
I like that you are so easygoing, because I think when I told Lorelei that I could walk backwards in time, she gave me an expression of like, wow, that's amazing, but you just seem to go with the flow. I can appreciate that. You would very much like my friend JJ.
Okay. No, I just... There comes a point in your existence as a human where you understand that your parents are werewolves, and so that if that can be true, anything can be true.
Well, I hope not anything.
I think it's better to be prepared for anything.
I've always had a fear of mermaids. I just really hope they aren't real.
One's going to crawl out of the sand and pull you in.
I don't like him, Lorelei. I'm sorry. I know he's your friend.
Lorelei,
Little webby hands just plip-plopping across the stone.
Is there somewhere close by, maybe? I don't know this area super well. Is there somewhere close by we can go where we're not going to be disturbed?
Is there an underground portion to this?
An U-Bahn?
Yeah,
it's I can talk. It's called the Geistbahn, the ghost train, because it's no longer in service.
You want to take a ride on the Geistbahn?
I mean, we were just talking about when Lorelei becomes a ghost. Be a perfect place to take her.
There you go.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Timber has questions.
Best pack leader. Okay, let's go.
Right
Well,
now,
the answer to your question, Tim, is that Lorelei and I are going to be together forever, even into death. And she's going to be a ghost, and then she's going to live with me. And Renata just smiles and grabs the picnic basket and begins sort of rummaging through it and just, it stinks, it smells terrible, and starts handing you random things, Lorelei. Figs and things like that.
Timber's
Hey,
gonna grab
I
the
had to
bag
go
from
out
her.
of my way to find those dates. Chill.
Well, eat some, you'll really want your strengths.
I will, seeing that Timber is perturbed and reaching for the basket,
Renata's a spooky chick.
I will gently take it from her, from Renata, saying, you don't need that smell up in your business. And
Thank you.
hand it to Timber.
Timber's got it clutched to her chest. Because it's still got the rose in there. And that's Timber's now.
Oh, that's the smells that comes home on you.
Timber said so. Timber
I
said
knew it, Renata says as she's sort of leading the rest of you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I thought you were just like checking in on Bertrand.
No, Bertrand does not smell so bad of Wyrm.
Huh. Sweets and Markus will look down and check his watch and the watch that he got from Sweets and just make sure that we've got enough time for whatever tomfuckery this is.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. The sun's only been down for maybe 45 minutes. And Lorelei has been in the city for the last few days. Doesn't know anything about the Anansi that you failed to kill, but fought.
I was going to ask.
Yeah?
Are we starting to head underground?
Yes.
Timber starts to get very twitchy.
Oh, it's much better lit. The Geist Spawn is actually a place where people can actually go to like see it or whatever, but there's plenty of nooks and crannies to hide out in.
Yeah, but she can't see the moon. And then we're underground again. And this is...
Markus will just reach out and put an arm around Timber's shoulder. It's alright.
That still tastes the acid.
Are you okay, Timber?
Not really. It would have been great to have a pack leader.
Lorelei was gone, and Elias and the new one with the beer, the good beer. It's very good. Pinecones is very happy. We're bringing her to ours now. And then Elias and Markus and Anansi. We did not win.
Do I know what that is?
Mechanical spider.
No.
What do you know what an Anansi is? You can roll me intelligence and occult. Or wits and occult if that's higher for you.
7 on a crit.
Yeah. In your time with Tiara and the books that she does have, now Garu very rarely write things down, but Tiara does have books that are actual written accounts of Garu lore, legacy, instructional manuals, especially for Theurges. And one of those talks about the Fera. Now, the Fera now, Garu are Fera in all technicality, but at one time, there were many different shape-shifting creatures. Not just wolf shapeshifters. Shifters of fox shapeshifters and spider shapeshifters. And these spider shapeshifters were called Anansi, and they were in fact the first made by Gaia. However, they don't exist anymore, as far as you are aware, as far as most Garu are aware, because there was a war a very long time ago called the War of Rage, where the Garu waged war against these other Fera and murdered them. Killed them outright so they could be the only warriors for the Great Mother.
Why didn't anybody tell me about this?
Because you were fucking gone.
She was fucking alright, Renata says, again, still ahead of you.
I know what I said. Don't need you to repeat, Mirena.
You know you could just call me.
No.
We can't call you from a technocrat lab underneath Grunewald.
Timber cannot.
Well,
Lorelei said she would be home and then was not, and so waited for Lorelei to come back.
And just had another Garu led through the Umbra by Boa and dumped on our doorstep.
Oh, well, I didn't know about that either.
Because it all happened when you weren't there. That's what happens when you miss a few hours, let alone a few days.
So you get closer into the Geist Spawn, and Renata sort of spins around, and she says, "Look, stop killing her, okay? We were just taking a few moments for ourselves in the very short time that you all have on this earth. Alright? I won't keep her anymore. It's not like I can go to the can and see her."
Says who?
Talk to your angry friend. The really angry one, not just the one who takes my eye.
We just had other vampires there.
She looks at you, Lorelei. What?
Yeah, it's long story long.
Why can't she come? Why can't you spend time where you know you need to be? Savagewind.
I worry. About
what?
Those guests we had were...
Crookpaw's... no offense, Timber. Crookpaw's over the hill. What's he going to do? Elias, what's he going to do? Fight all four of us?
I think a geriatric werewolf could do a lot of damage to me, actually.
Crookpaw has been just waiting for an opportunity. But he agreed to be not there.
Crookpaw doesn't even get out of bed without asking Cascada. Cascada will accept it. If you shows that it is a relationship built on love and not manipulation, you know Cascada will accept it. You know she will. She's patroned by a unicorn, for fuck's sake.
And Timber said Timber would be a light.
Lorelei,
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to do anything that will jeopardize your position in your special wolf place.
No. I think it would be good, actually. I've just been too scared. But we can discuss it more. But I think it'd be good.
Cool. Okay.
Besides, you are as a child of a Gara.
I knew you were going to say that. Well,
You
my
belong
mother
where we are.
died. And,
Does not matter. My father and my mother are dead.
yep, but you seem to have gotten the werewolf gene. That didn't really kick in for me until it was too late. But that's, Sigal. Yeah? So she...
What?
Sigal. It doesn't matter.
No, kick in before too late.
I
Did you
didn't...
change, Renata?
No. I didn't. Nothing.
Then did not kick in.
Like Bertrand, or Ilva. Yes, I know. Them, anyway. It didn't happen.
That does not mean you are unwelcome where Garu are.
Across the
Especially
religion.
Garus that knew your mother.
You have no idea what I am is like. Just like I don't know what it's like being what you are. So let's just leave it at that. And let's stop trying to hold hands and sing Kumbaya, or whatever the phrase is.
Timber does not hold hands nor sing unless to moon.
That sounds like a... Oh, and I thought you two were really cute together. Sorry, Markus.
When you're done being a bit a bitch about it, maybe we can actually talk.
No promises. And she leads you into this sort of like back area where most of the train is broken down. And she's rooting through garbage. She's looking for something in specific. She just sort of walks over to Lorelei, reaches into Lorelei's bag, pulls out something that she had asked you to take with you in your bag, pulls it out, and then she's looking through the trash. And Lorelei, you know she's looking for a bowl.
I'll help her. Help her look.
And you can have a few minutes. Markus and Timber, if you like. You can also include Lorelei in the conversation as a yoke.
I'm sorry that our date got fouled up by a foul-tempered vampire.
The last one didn't even happen.
Third time's the charm, maybe?
Maybe. What?
Just didn't think it would be that easy to get you to agree to a third date.
You don't remember. It's not important.
I want to remember. I want to remember every second I've ever spent with you in clear detail to the moment that I die.
The moments were not great all the time. There
No
were
relationship is.
maybe.
Mama bailed on us for years because she could not get over Jürgen. And Papa always lit a candle for her. He never stopped loving her, even when it was hard. And you saw, The moment they were together again, it was like no time had passed for him.
We used to sit and talk at the tree about it.
Yeah.
Pain.
It passes.
Well, power roll, Markus. And as you do that, Kanata she finds something that she thinks is suitable. She's like, and he says, Lorelei, you might want to warn them what it's like, what I have to do, what my need from Markus for this ritual. You remember, right?
I remember.
You might want to warn them while I set up here. I'm going to set up right here. 4 successes. No, there's a little twinge as if someone didn't necessarily kick you in the solar plexus like last time, but someone maybe karate chopped you in the back of the spine and you sort of rear back a little bit, but you can sort of crack your neck and recorrect yourself. You're okay.
No.
Yeah, I can go over to them. Oh, sorry.
Is Marcus sure this is okay? The week.
If it helps Reyna. She's...
Timber does not care about Reyna.
I do. She could have been like us. She had every opportunity. And someone stole that from her, Timber.
To steal... Yes.
And not a fun haha prank stealing, like when we, steal the liquor from Cascada. That's fun. No one gets hurt with that.
Sometimes we don't steal for fun. A lot of time we don't steal for fun.
But we also don't steal from our friends.
Sometimes we don't steal for fun.
Lorelei,
Sure.
you can approach them at this point.
Yes. So you can tell Lorelei's feeling things, really mulling over what was told to her about being absent, but she's pushing it down for now to say, so obviously your consent here is key. She's gonna need your blood, not to drink.
Sure.
Okay.
What's she going to do with it?
Pour it into a bowl and heat it up.
He's making mess out of my blood.
If that's how you want to see it, it's really neat.
I think we really need to evaluate your priorities of need.
When Lorelei says neat, what does Lorelei mean? Because Timber found bowl. Timber smelled bowl from last trip.
She takes you in.
Did hurt. No more.
No, it didn't hurt at all. She walks you through memories. It's really fascinating, and
She's going to run into Dark Litany in my memories. You understand that, right?
Maybe not. Maybe we just don't look at that and keep that
It's
hidden
going to happen.
where it shouldn't be seen by anyone ever.
If she walks through those memories, they're not mine, but they're there, and I don't know what the repercussions of that are. I don't know if he is aware. Do you understand?
He was very aware at the time.
no, I understand.
Still
When I-
aware. There are still echoes of him inside of me.
That's because of what Timber did.
And as you say, there are still echoes of him inside of me. Hanata, you hear her just go, that's hot. So, already...
There's
God
just
bless
this
Marcus.
constant low growl coming from Timber.
Kind of
There's a-
reach a hand and
Where's
pat
your fucking
him.
bowl?
Let's say this again. What?
Where's your
Papa?
fucking bowl? Give it to me.
No, it's over by the fire. You have to come to me.
You are such a cunt.
Timber's
Like that.
gonna...
Don't throw insults at me. Don't throw factual statements at me as if they are insults.
I'm just making observations. I'm an observational comedy kind of guy.
Whatever. We gonna do this or not?
Before Markus walks over to the bowl, Timber's, for the first time, gonna reach out and kind of grab the back of Marcus's hand.
If you see, we can not talk about it. Please remember
Okay.
what Timber said.
Which thing? You
Don't
also
worry.
like Papa
Don't-
talk a
don't-
lot.
Don't worry about it unless you see. If you don't see, then don't worry about it. If you do see, we don't have to talk about it. But just know Timber was talking to Markus, not Dark Litany.
Yeah, okay.
And she'll let go and stand by Lorelei.
Hey. I love you.
Okay.
Ouch, bro. And Renata has this sort of large tarp that she's sort of holding up. She's got it up on a pole. She grabbed a 2x4 and she's got it up sort of like a pup tent almost. And she's like, everyone come inside. It's very cozy.
I'll
You
give
are-
Timber a glance and kind of squeeze her hand.
You are a chipmunk personified. You know that?
You keep describing things to me like it's supposed to mean something to me when, sorry, I don't know you. So your opinion means nothing. But please come inside the tent so I can get this going. I'm very excited.
Timber is going to whisper very quietly to Lorelei.
If she hurts a mate, I will kill her. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to hurt him. And as I mentioned, when Renata could hear Lorelei's heart beating or stomach, she has the natural 1 dot in Auspex and heightened senses.
Marcus will go inside.
Does everyone go inside?
Yes.
Okay. It's very dark in here, except for the small fire that she's made, that she has sort of the bowl over. And it looks like it's upside down hubcap. She takes the tent and she ties it really tight so that it's completely dark in here, except for the small fire. And it's hard to breathe. Of course, she doesn't have to. But for the rest of you, the oxygen in here is real low. And you have to sort of take bigger breaths than you think you have to. And she says, no oxygen because we need to breathe in the smoke. Markus, you want to cut your hand or you want me to do it?
He'll just take his claws and dig them into his palm.
Very metal. Cool. Pour it into the bowl. And you see in the bowl, there's already things in there. You're not sure what they are. You're not an herbalist.
What are we doing? We making blood sausage?
No. Not even a little. Pour your blood in the bowl.
Say please. Say please, I want to see my papa again, Marcus, please.
I don't have to do this. You can just look real stupid with your hand cut open here in
I
the
can
guy's spawn.
heal it, you
So can I.
imbecile. Just say please.
God, you are needy. I understand now why she doesn't want to kiss you or hold your hand. Please.
I'm going to need you to back the fuck up.
I can't. It's in a tent.
Marcus will bleed in the bowl.
And she doesn't stop you. She keeps waiting more of your blood. You're starting to feel a little bit woozy.
Am I going to need a fucking transfusion from this right now?
Oh, come on. You're a big, strong boy. Okay, fine. So that's enough. There's 4 of us. I need enough.
Whatever.
And she sort of waves her hand over it, and something else was in her hand as she does that. She drops something else into it, and it starts to smoke. And as I described when this happened to Lorelei, it smokes too much. It shouldn't smoke this much. I understand that we've taken away a lot of the oxygen out of here, so the fire also shouldn't be as large as it is, but somehow it's staying a significant size. It's not diminishing in any way. And the smoke starts enveloping all of you, and to the point where there's nothing you can do about it. It's going in your nose, in your mouth, over your eyes. It's acrid. It smells terrible. It smells like roasted herbs, but roasted herbs if they were covered in maybe manure or something. It's just the most atrocious smell. And of course, the smell of burnt copper from the smell of Markus's blood burning in this pot. And all of you involuntarily close your eyes. And you even hear Renata go, "Close your eyes. Don't open them till I tell you."
Timber's gonna grab Lorelei's hand and close her eyes.
Lorelei will hold on to her.
And after what seems like a very, very long time, an hour, maybe more, you hear Renata say, "Okay, open your eyes." And when you open them, you have no idea where you are. None of you do. In fact, wherever you are doesn't look like Germany. It doesn't feel or smell like it's forests and hills. The night is completely moonless. The air is suffocatingly still with some strange thickness to it. Smell of earth and sulfur and something else. Something rancid like meat left to rot in the summer heat. And before you stands what you can only describe as a mine shaft. Long ago abandoned and decaying before you. And what you hear, coming from inside, could only be something you might have seen on American media at some point in your life. Revival music, you think it's called. People of a spiritual persuasion alternating between singing and chanting from deeper within the tunnel. And Renata says, "Well, I don't think this has anything to do with me, but what does everyone else think? Look familiar to anyone?"
Timber has never been here. This looks like a show from the Weaver trash box. Is Markus okay?
I think Markus has unconsciously begun to salivate. It's like dripping down his chin.
Markus?
I'm fine. There's deja vu, I think.
Deja vu, like you've been here before.
Like I remember being here, but I wasn't ever here.
Was it? Right. I guess that's the technical definition of deja vu.
This was bad idea. This was bad idea.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure it's fine.
Creepy.
Reyna, you don't know shit about this.
I mean, I think the fact that I brought us here, wherever the hell here is actually pretty cool, but you know, whatever.
Long before should stay and long before.
Well, the way that this works is you have to follow it. You have to follow the memory. And I think we have to go into the mine shaft. And Renata begins walking.
Love, fuck.
And as you attempt to stop her, she sort of turns around and holds her hand out. If you don't follow it, you get ejected. And I promise you don't want that.
Right. Kind of turn around and look at the other two.
Yeah. Let's go.
Where pack leader says, Timber follow.
As you enter, the walls of the shaft seem to pulse faintly with veins of greenish black. Veins that look very similar to the scars on your body, Markus. You feel well in here. Even in this peek behind the curtains of the past, your body finally does not ache and burn and swell with pain. It's wonderful. For the rest of you, even Renata, this place is alive with wrongness. The deeper you walk, the more twisted and wicked everything feels to you, deep in your bones. And if there was any doubt in your minds that something awful happened, or rather is happening in this place, then it is confirmed as the scene before you unfurls. A smattering of humans move in a slow, spiraling dance around a turned-over minecart. They all seem to be dressed in ceremonial garb, stitched out of old mining uniforms, roadkill hides, and maybe human skin. Animal skulls and pieces of broken mirrors are sewn into the cloth, and over their heads are crude sackcloth hoods, painted with sigils that, Markus, you recognize. They are glyphs of the Black Spiral Dancers. You can read them. And Renata... And you notice that none of them can see you. You're standing very close to all of them. They should be able to smell you or hear you or see you, and they can't. But Lorelei, you remember this. You can be in a memory that's happening, and it's as if you are not there. And Renata says, "What the fuck is this shit? This is like from something out of... Remember that show we were watching, Lorelei? That show, True Blood? That's what it reminds me of."
It's a Black Spiral Dancer cult.
Cult?
Yeah.
What does a glyph say?
What do their glyphs say?
Hmm.
Their glyphs say, "Kesh the maw, kesh the mouth."
And Markus will point to them and read them to the assembled.
One of them says, "Let the worm breathe."
They're dancing. They're dancing.
They are undeniably human.
They're a worm cult. Papa told me that they're so rare. But they exist. Humans that give themselves to the worm.
Lorelei looks disgusted.
Yeah. Like Tobias.
Can change? No?
Can change the memory. I don't think so.
No. We aren't really here. We're just... it's like watching it on the TV. No matter how many times you yell at the TV, like when you're watching soccer, nothing will change. And as you move closer to look at the glyphs, that's when you notice that strapped to the minecart is a young man. Very young. Stark naked, with spiral symbols carved into his chest and arms, each one with an obsidian shard sticking out of it. His eyes are dilated, his mouth slack, stuffed with herbs Lorelei would recognize as ergot and mugwort, mingled with what Renata would recognize as rotten animal blood. The people begin to chant a phrase over and over again, and Markus, I need a stamina and occult roll, please.
With the way the song is going, is it reminiscent of Whippoorwill's song?
No.
Okay.
A 5 critical.
5 critical. Dark litany inside of you begins to hum and sing along in your mind, and there is an urge, fleeting, to sing with him, but you can ignore it. And what they begin chanting, singing, is Kesh the maw, Kesh the mouth. They all begin singing it over and over and over and over again. And a woman steps forward from the dancing circle. Her face is painted white with coal dust, carrying a femur bone that she slams down against the minecart. The skin remembers. The blood obeys. The rhythm builds, erratic and pulsing like a diseased heartbeat. Kesh the maw, kesh the mouth. She keeps banging this femur down on the minecart, sort of like a drum. Spiral deep, take this child. Feed him madness, rage, defile. Through him let the worm breathe. And she walks over to this boy. She kisses him on the mouth and whispers, Become what we made you for, my son. My Markus. My dark litany. Markus screams, but it's not entirely his voice. Something else screams through him. His spine cracks, his limbs bend backwards, his bones reshape. Fur bursts from his skin like worms from rotten meat. His eyes turn pitch black. His howls echo up through the mineshaft and down into the umbra. And what emerges is not a Garu finding his place among Gaia's warriors. It is a beast. infused with the hatred, trauma, and psychic pressure of spiritual poisoning. This Markus didn't shift into a noble Krynos, he burst into it, grotesque and exaggerated, as if the Wyrm itself had been sculpting him from within. He tears through the cultists, disemboweling one man with a claw, crushing another's head against the wall until the mind vibrates. His mother tries to speak a calming chant, but Markus crushes her throat before she can utter a syllable. And you, Markus, this Markus, you hear the voice of Dark Litany in your mind, chuckling low and amused. The name was a happy coincidence, or was it destiny? I can never tell the difference.
It was destiny. You and I were meant for each other.
Time moves around you, and this Markus stands still amongst the carnage. Spiral dancers who arrive bow before him in droves, before the memory shifts. And as it shifts, you are no longer in this dismal cave of death and corruption. Instead, you find yourselves in the Umbra, in a primal sanctuary hidden in the velvet mist between waking world and the spirit realm. And in this place, trees blaze with pale silver light, rivers run like veins of starlight, and the very air hums with magic. This is the place you were born, Markus, the Sept of Vision. And Renata is sort of reeling. She's not used to this. Wasn't exactly the way it happened with you, Lorelei, where the memory sort of flowed one into another. This, for some reason, and you're not sure why yet, this makes Renata sort of fall over, double over onto the ground. And she's not panting, but it's almost like she's choking. And she biles up a little bit of something, but she swallows it back. Oh, this isn't right. This isn't right at all.
No, this is really different. Are you okay?
This is a different memory from a different person. Markus,
I tried to warn you.
Markus, was that your memory? The first one was what the fuck was that?
I told you there would be things you would run into that you should stay away from.
Okay.
You laughed at me.
Yeah, well, I'm not laughing now.
Yeah, maybe you should remember that next time.
Is this one yours?
I remember this place. I was born here. The Septons, Umbra and France. The Sept of Vision.
Okay. I just give me a minute. Follow the vision. Follow the memory. I can't
get lost, Renata.
I can't stay. I need to eject. It's tearing me up.
Okay, are you gonna be okay?
If we ever do this again with Markus, I need to change my formula. I can't stay here. I can feel my body in the Geist spawn. It hurts.
Okay. I'll kiss her on the forehead. Go. We'll be safe.
And she just lays down and she does not follow the memory. So as you walk deeper into this umbral cairn, all is not well here. Not this night. The black spiral dancers slither in from the edges of sanity, chitin-plated abominations, oil-slicked fur matted with sigils, eyes glowing with void light. The umbral wind screams their arrival, and the spirits of the can recoil in fear. But Crimson Howler does not recoil in fear. The Get of Fenris Arun stands atop a broken obelisk, his massive Krynos form silhouetted against the argent sky, his breath steaming like smoke from a forge. His axe is spiral-etched, silver-blessed by Falcon, and it sings as he swings it into the air, cleaving through corrupted flesh and ichor. "Hold the stone," he roars, "for Gaia, for glory." And all of you see this.
From the time that Markus, the other Markus, got kissed on the minecart, Timber has had tears rolling down her cheek.
I thought you might.
Mm-hmm. And seeing Crimson Howler her whole demeanor kind of changes. She remembers hearing stories about this, and so she kind of smiles, but then looks at Marcus and just starts crying again.
What is it like, Marcus, seeing your father?
That's not my father. That is Crimson Howler. My father was sent to Sweetwater.
And what is it like for you, Lorelei, seeing... Now, you've seen Crimson Howler before. You are the only one besides Marcus to have seen Crimson Howler before. But here he is not beating up your father. Here he is in his most glorious, fighting Gaia's enemies in the Umbra.
I think there's the initial memory of what I saw and the disgust from that. But it's undeniable that this image is its peak of what we are, what we do, and it's inspiring.
Aspirational, yeah.
Exactly.
The war cry that he lets out to his fellow warriors is cut short as his mate Maggie begins to scream. You can hear her and see her just behind him. She shifts away from her Krynos form back to her human form as she falls to the ground. And Crimson runs to her. He drops into his Glabro form, drops his axe. Afraid he might hurt her accidentally, you think. And he tells Maggie, no, it's too soon, babe. Your belly's not done. It hasn't finished its business yet. And Maggie digs her hands into Crimson's fur and says, he will be born here, in Gaia's embrace. And you watch two other Garu. Tribe of the Unicorn, you can tell, just because you are in the Umbra and they seem to be enshrouded in the spirit of Unicorn, kneel beside her and sort of form a protective circle, even as acid wind and fetid claws scrape against the shield around them. Where do you stand as this scene unfolds, starting with Lorelei?
At this point, now that Renata's not leading, Lorelei is kind of letting Marcus lead. And so she's a few paces back. She's gonna stand between Marcus and Timber, trying to be a few paces back from him, but also be able to look over her shoulder and make sure Timber's okay.
Marcus, where are you standing? Closer to your father or closer to your mother?
I think he's standing there with his hand against this sort of protective shell that has been made around him, looking at his mother and remembering how noble and beautiful she was.
If you are standing that close, Lorelei, to Marcus, you can see that Maggie and Marcus look so similar. Timber, where are you standing?
Timber's standing a little ways back so she can see everyone to make sure they're okay. But her eyes are on Crimson Howler, seeing that this scene that's playing out between him and Maggie, this is one of the parts of Crimson Howler that stayed with Sweets.
You watch Crimson leave Maggie and return to the front line with some of the other Garu. He fights in a way none of you have ever seen before, as if nothing on either side of the gauntlet could pass him, that nothing would harm what he had sworn to protect. And Maggie howls. Spirits of wolf and owl circle overhead of her, and the trees themselves bend over the screaming mother. As Crimson Howler turns bloodied, panting, glorious, he witnesses from afar the birth of his son, blood-slick and bright-eyed, into the arms of his mother and the Umbra. And in your mind, Marcus, Dark Litany speaks again. And Gaia unknowingly allows the birth of her own undoing. And he laughs, loud and uproariously.
No, old friend. Gaia allows the birth of the ones that return her son to her.
And that is where we're going to take our break here before the memory shifts again. Welcome back, everyone. We are currently having our werewolves go through a chemically induced flashback, as Thin Blood would call this, unfortunately, their thin blood had to leave. The juxtaposition between two different memories happening in this sort of same ritual was too much for her to bear, and she allowed herself to be ejected. And what consequences that will have for her, we'll find out when the ritual ends. But as of right now, you have watched the sort of start of Dark Litany, his start where he was just a young boy who, through his mother, apparently, was sacrificed in a cult to become the host of the ancestral Bane that you know now as Dark Litany. You're also right now standing in the Umbra where Markus was born. You've witnessed his birth during an incursion by the Black Spiral Dancers into this umbral cairn, which his father and other Garu fought off magnificently and won. And you're standing around while Maggie is holding the newborn Markus. Markus, you're staring at yourself as a baby. Of course, Lorelei knows how this feels. This happened to her a couple of times in her personal chemically induced flashback. And you can have a moment now as you sort of feel the scene around you beginning to shift and fade away. You can have a moment to discuss what you have witnessed before whatever happens next happens.
She was so beautiful.
Timber told Old Wolf it wasn't all bad and needed to stop eating self. Timber was right.
Yeah.
It's what old folks do to them, so they don't have anything left, so they just eat what they have.
Old Wolf had many things to eat.
He lived a full life, that's for sure. What's it like just for you, Lorelei?
It was more. It flowed better. But the feeling of watching your parents, yeah.
You also didn't have two spirits inside of you, yours and another.
Right. Yeah. I could see why that would make things complicated.
You heard me warn her, yeah?
I did.
And then she just bails on you.
I don't think that she was saying her body couldn't take it.
Do you trust her?
I do.
Good, because I do as well.
Good. And not that it's important right now, but don't think I didn't take note of your tit for tat. I know she can handle herself, but
What do you mean?
I'm not gonna white knight for her, but it was getting aggressive between you two. But that's not important right now.
Lorelei, if you think that is aggressive, what Elias is going to do when he sees her at the cairn is going to be light work.
Oh, I understand that's part of my apprehension.
I'm not trying to be mean to her. I'm trying to make sure she can at least handle a tenth of what the Wyrm foe and Quickpaw are going to throw at her. I would die for her. You understand?
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Timber
No.
will handle Crooked Paw and Elias.
The woman that took you in, her mother, she meant the world to me.
Me too. I understand.
And just like Dark Litany, she was just a child when they took her choice away from her.
That is when the memory shifts, the scene shifts. And you're standing somewhere that you all recognize, but Markus, you recognize the most, because you're the only one who has really seen it in its glory. Lorelei, you have two, but not like this. The scene shifts to a woman only one of you recognizes. It's you, Markus. A woman who always appeared otherworldly. Shukra, Eyes of Gaia. Shukra is a woman of South Asian and German descent. She has rich copper brown skin, scattering of tattoos running along her arms. mostly spine, mostly glyphs. Her long coal-black hair is slicked back with good-smelling oils and braided down her back. She stands along with her husband, Eyes of Frost, before your parents, Markus. Her bronze eyes burrow into them as she says, "That is the vision I saw the Sept Leader. That is the vision I saw, Sept Leader. I saw your son, your new son, standing in the Umbra, fully grown, watching his own birth. His body racked with the scars of the dancers. An ancient Bane inside of his fragile body. The Bane piloting his body called himself Gaia's undoing. This we cannot allow to come to pass." And your mother says, "What do you suggest we do, Shukra, if we are to believe your interpretation of this vision? Kill the boy. Kill him now in his infancy before he has lived." And Crimson Howler's rage boils over, and you watch steel gray fur begin to sprout from his rapidly growing form, while Shukra matches his fury, her body bursting in furs, colors of gray and silver and bronze and white. Eyes of Frost shifts to Glabro, and Maggie shifts to Hispo. No sooner than Crimson and Shukra lock in snarling combat, Maggie howls so ferociously the cabin begins to shake, and a silver light explodes from her snout, bringing all the other werewolves involuntarily to one knee. "Stand down, Garu. Your Sept Leader commands your obedience," she screams in a booming, almost ethereal voice. And they do. And she says, "You are never to enter my home again and talk about the killing of my son. If your vision comes to pass, Shukra, is something that we will deal with then. If that is a problem, Shukra, you can leave my cairn. In the guidance of Boar." Shukra rises from her feet and leaves the cabin.
It's Prakti's mother.
And licks the wound.
Shukra. I remember the fights that she used to have with my father. Always angry at each other.
Probably over that, honestly.
She's the one that is lost. Yes?
Her tribes, they left us. The stargazers. They're cowards.
I never understood why they left.
Because the apocalypse came and none of their fucking platitudes would make it any better. They have all of the conviction and none of the courage. That's what father used to say. But I think from that interaction we can see he may have been a little biased.
Does it feel, Markus, to know that Shukra saw the vision? She saw you. What just happened? Standing in the Umbra, watching your own birth. She saw it. She tried to warn your parents.
Part of him feels a responsibility for the pain that licks the wound and cracked teeth have felt in their life and the absence of their mother. But another part of him knows that she chose her path. She chose to pursue the death of an infant. And that is unforgivable.
The memory shifts again to when you're about 7 years old, and I'm going to hand over control of yourself to you, Avery. You're about 7 years old. You're playing at the edge of the cabin. Your parents are deeper within the cairn. They're in the glade, you think. Your sister Tiara's and Jurgen, siblings, are supposed to be watching you, but they're teenagers now, and they're starting to shirk their responsibilities for things that human teenagers do. So you're playing at the edge of the cairn. You have a Tonka truck, big yellow dumping truck, and you're pouring dirt into it and dumping it over and over again. A woman approaches you. Woman you sort of remember. You remember meeting her when you were really, really young. But you can't remember her name. She's wearing a beautiful blue dress. That sweet-smelling oil, you remember that, and her long braided hair and her tattoos. So beautiful. She bends down next to you on her knees, and she says, "Is that your favorite toy?"
Today?
I've heard that you like to draw.
Ja. Es macht Spaß.
Yeah, macht Spaß. And she holds her arm out, and you see these beautifully intricate tattoos running up her arm, and she says, "Would you like something like this on you?"
How?
Do you promise that you'll keep it a secret?
Papa doesn't like secrets.
I know.
I don't want him to be angry.
He will never see it.
Like with the lemon juice?
Genau. Invisible ink.
Perhaps.
Are you very brave?
And this younger version of Markus will kind of shoot up from a sitting position where he's playing with this truck and kind of puff his chest up and put his fists on his hips. He'll say, "I am born of the blood of Garu heroes. I am the bravest."
Even humans can be brave. Markus.
I will be braver than them all.
Good. For Garu you will never be. She touches your face, and it burns. Just for a moment. Like if you've ever touched the sidewalk when it's too hot. And she removes her hand. Touch your face almost instinctively, you don't feel anything there.
What was that?
Protection. From what is to come.
He'll kind of narrow his eyes. Protect who?
All of us. She gets up from her knees and begins walking away from the cairn. She walks, and you watch her slip through the gauntlet. Not that you have the language for that. And Markus, you here in the present in your adult form, you touch the same place where she touched you. You feel a scar that runs across.
So much for your witchcraft, Shukra. Cannot stop fate. None of us can.
What?
She tried to take away my choice.
Yeah.
My destiny. My story. She tried to thieve it from me.
So Markus was not going to be Garu. Because
Well, I was. I would have been sooner. It would not have taken.
Please don't finish sentence.
And I would have destroyed everything.
I have a very important question for Lorelei.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think you were paying attention to what Shukra was doing? She herself was a Theurge.
I was absolutely locked in.
If you
what
roll
you're
me a
doing.
high enough, intelligence and wisdom, or wits. I'd rather not intelligence, wits and wisdom. Add your dots in occult. If you roll me high enough, I will allow you to have made a mental note, and we'll give you a gift that you could ask a spirit for that would allow you to do such a thing.
5 successes, almost a crit.
5 successes was the minimum I needed.
Hell yeah.
You're definitely going to have to seek out a spirit to explain this gift to you, but you think that if you did, you could do it too. Should you need to. Perhaps to... don't know what you could possibly use that for. Perhaps to someone who doesn't want their children to be Garu. Hint, hint. But you know, as morally gray as that is, the scene shifts from this to Markus when you're about 17. And you've been dating this girl, Bettina, for a while. She's your first girlfriend. And you're not in love with her. You want to be. But there's a distance between the two of you because you've been to her family's home. You've even gone to Mallorca with her family at your parents' allowance. You've gone on vacation with them. Mallorca is an island near Spain. But she doesn't know your family at all. She's never even met your parents. She's never been to your home. She doesn't even know where you live. And you're having an argument at the park. Not the park that you were with at Timber today, but a closer park to Grunewald. And very close to a cemetery. It's called Grunewald Forst. And she says, Markus, I mean, look, we're going off to university soon. You haven't even told me if you want to go to university. You seem like you're waiting for some things that's never going to happen. And like, I think you're really cool. I think you're awesome. I mean, it's really fun when we're alone and it's dark and no one's around, if you know what I mean. But, I mean, what are we doing?
It's not like that. Look, I'm giving you everything I have to give, Bettina.
You're giving me everything you have to give. I don't even know who your family is. You talk about your mother and your father and you have like so many siblings, but I don't even know where you live. I can't even walk you home. You won't let me, and it
Look,
feels like shit when you say no.
It feels like shit saying no.
So
But
don't say no.
I can't explain it. There would be things that I would have to explain, and I can't.
What? Like you're in a clan or something? You know, like you smuggle drugs or something? You know, like that's fine.
If it was just that, I would tell you. But it's. Look, you don't know what it's like to. I don't know. I just can't. I can't. Bet I can't.
Then let's break up because you keep coming back to me. We've done this so many times, Markus. I've broken up with you so many times, and then you come back and you're at my house, underneath my window, and you're calling my name, and you're sad, and it's like you can't be alone. But I always feel alone when we're together because you're not here. You're wherever your family is all the time, and if you could just take me there, maybe that would make things better.
I don't belong there. And neither do you.
Then, okay. So let's go, you and me. Let's leave.
And go where?
Anywhere. What do you mean? You always talk like you are tethered to the land or something. It's insane.
I love my family. I love my people. I can't.
Your people?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is this a sect? Like a cult?
Now you're making me feel embarrassed of some things that I shouldn't be embarrassed of.
Tough shit. I don't know what to tell you.
It's just complicated, okay?
Okay, well, we've been dating for almost 3 years. We met when we were kids, and now we're getting a little bit older, and things should be moving somewhere. We should be going to school together. We should be thinking about the future. But you don't want to do any of that. It's like you're stuck here. And I can't be stuck here with you, Markus. I don't want that for my life.
I think there's something that clicks in Marcus's mind in that moment, where he knows he's going to have to do something that's going to make her hate him. It's the only way that she'll move on and stop looking back. So he looks at her and he says, dating? We spend time together because we fuck good and we make each other laugh. What did you fucking think this was, Bet?
Fuck you, Markus. Verpiss dich im Ernst.
Honestly, what did you think this was? That I was coming to sit under your window because I fucking love you, Bet? I sang under your window because that's how fucking guys get laid in movies. Keep up. Stop being a fucking child. Planning your life out like you did, like your parents did for you when you were like 7 or 8, telling you that all of your life has to be planned out ahead of you. No, fuck that. That's stupid.
The only stupid I see here, Markus, is you. And everything that's coming out of your mouth. Don't call me again. Lose my number, as they say.
Yeah, and don't think about me when you rub one out, bitch.
She takes something that was in her bag, throws it at you, flips you off as she walks away. And what was in her bag was a small, sort of flip open book of pictures of the two of you together over the last 3 years.
I think Markus holds a really good face until she's just out of earshot and then just collapses crying.
Timber is just staring at Markus.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that one. But I had to do something to make her hate me, to move on with her life. She was always destined for better things than me. I had a duty to our people.
Timber didn't like that.
I didn't either.
You seemed that you liked it a little bit.
No. I don't have many regrets in my life. I regret the way I hurt her.
The memory still lingers, and as you're crying, Markus, a wolf saddles up next to you, sort of huffs at you in an indication for you to look away so that you don't suffer from the delirium. And who appears before you is Lilette. What are you doing out here, Markus? You know, you have a perfectly good bedroom to cry if you need to cry. Or is this some sort of exhibition thing?
I'll just slide the photo album over to her. I had to break things off with her tante.
Is this a final? I mean, you've broken up as many times as I can remember.
Yeah, but I've never broken up with her.
I see. And why did you do that exactly? I mean, you're not a little boy anymore, Markus.
She stopped taking no for an answer on the questions that she asked.
Certainly hope you mean about your family.
Yeah. About our family.
You're always the sweet one of the kids, the more sensitive one. But Markus...
Feelings matter.
Yes. But Markus, you have to know, and you have to understand as much as it hurts. You're not one of us. Not in that way.
What makes what I am any different?
You are free, Markus, to live amongst the people of the map and have a life.
And I am also free to live amongst the people that I love. I love my father, I love my mother, I love you, Tante.
Everyone loves you, Markus, and everyone just wants you to be happy.
I will be, Garu.
You still have time.
One day.
You still have time. Perhaps Tiara will be the only one of your father's children.
Yeah, right. She gets everything she wants.
And she sort of just slaps you around the shoulder and starts walking you away. What does it feel like, Lorelei, seeing Lilette again?
Lorelei's face dropped, and she, without realizing it, kind of reaches a hand out.
As they walk past, your hand goes right through her, and you realize that tough love that Lilette always showed you, showed Renata, even showed Sweets on the occasions you saw them talking together. She's always been that way. It was never an act. That's truly who she was.
And I loved her for it.
And she showed her love in her own way. Markus, how did this interaction feel?
It just made him want it so much more.
Did it make you feel resentment at Tiara?
In time.
And as she talks, she says, Markus, you really should. I mean, sure, Bettina, no one stays together when they're 14, but really you should try. Your brother Jürgen is becoming an actor on the stage, can you believe it? He's so good. Have you seen his shows?
Yeah, Mama made me go.
You could do that too,
I don't want to do that. I want to...
And she sort of takes your hand and holds it out. She's like, don't think I haven't noticed. She pulls up your sleeve. I know you got that home tattoo kit. You could do that.
That's what I want to do. I want people to feel like their bodies are as beautiful as their hearts are. I want people to feel like they can express themselves, that they can change.
She presses her forehead against you and she says, I don't know, sweetie. I think you might be too sensitive to be one of us.
I don't know.
Come on.
But I will be.
Come give me one of your markings. Something for Gorgon, I think.
Yeah, okay. We should do on your back. There will be more space.
Okay.
And you always want Gorgon at your back, yeah?
Like I said, too sentimental, too sensitive. Something about it.
Maybe you're just too old. Kind of shoulder into her.
At the very least, you'll never be Aru. And walk away. The memory shifts again. You're a little bit older now. A lot more tattoos. And you're sort of watching Markus become the person that you know him to be, as he is. A lot more tattoos. He has his snake bite piercings now. He's about 21 years old. And Markus, this is a memory you really don't want to relive. You really hoped that this memory wasn't coming, but you noticed as time was moving forward that this one might be next. The friendly interaction with Lilette changes. You are squished inside of her cabin with all of your siblings, save for Tiara, who's gone. Lilette is outside of the door. She's holding the door closed with her body. The cairn is under attack. Your home is under attack by your own uncle, cousin, Marcel, and his followers. You're scared. You don't know what to do. You're not Garu, but the Garu are killing each other and are planning on killing you. You hear Lilette fighting outside of the cabin. Your brother Jürgen is in front of you, your oldest brother. The only one of Sweet's children to have his blonde hair. The rest of your siblings all have your mother's dark hair. And you hear Lilette trying to stay as close as she can to the cabin to protect you, but something happens and she gets flung away from the cabin and someone rips open the door. You don't recognize who they are. They're in full-blown Krynos form. They're 8, 9, 10 feet tall. They're terrifying. You are terrified of them. And in this moment, you pray, you wish Gaia to make you one of them so you can fight and you can protect your siblings. But it is not you who steps forward. Rather, it is your brother, Jurgen, who steps forward. He pushes you away as the wolf in front of you is screaming at you in a language that you don't understand. He pushes you away and he stands in front of it. He screams at it to go away, to leave his family alone. And the werewolf cuts him deeply, almost in half, through the gut. And it's then that you see Leah grab him away from the scene. And Jurgen falls back into your arms, Markus.
I think he's just trying to tuck everything back into Jurgen's body. He's like, no, stay with me. It's all right, brother. Come on, look at me.
This is my final curtain, my last bow.
No.
No, it's no. Markus, you have to go. Take everyone. You have to run. You're the oldest now. The oldest human child. You have to take everyone.
No.
Get out. Markus, please leave me here and go.
Don't make me
Think of Talia is 15.
You never left me. Don't make me leave you.
Think of Talia. She's just a baby.
I hate you.
I love you.
Why do you always have to be right? Why do you get to look like him?
Jurgen doesn't answer you. Ilva grabs onto you. Bertrand from the other side. Please, Markus, we have to go. We have to run.
Grab Talia.
Something's happening to Talia. As you go, Ilva leaves and Bertrand leaves. And you look back for Talia. You leave Jurgen there. You see your mother and your father coming. They tell you to run as well before they even get there. You see Talia, something's wrong with her. She can't walk. Looks like she's having a seizure, you think.
You don't try to pick her up.
You can. She's squirming a lot. But you can.
It's alright, Talia. It's alright. I don't know. I've got you. Just hold on. Just hold on.
And you hear your father's booming voice telling you to go to Leah's cabin. So you race with them, Ilva and Bertrand in front of you. You all get into the cabin. And as you get in there, Talia sort of wrestles herself out of your arms. It hurts. She sort of kicks off of your chest and pushes you against the wall and scrambles herself to the opposite end of the cabin. You and the rest of your siblings, Ilva and Bertrand, watch her body begin to shift. You hear the sounds of her spine and her legs cracking. And Markus, you know what's happening. She's
going upstairs.
She's 15.
Upstairs. She's changing. Go.
She can't. Ilva and Bertrand are suffering from the delirium just from watching this happen, and it's starting to fall over you as well. And the three of you huddle together. You're terrified. You can't move. You don't want to look at her. All you can do is close your eyes, lean your heads into each other, and hear the sounds of her bones breaking and snapping. Screaming. This, for Lorelei and Timber, was the fall of Grunewald, an event you've heard about over and over and over again. But I think, and you heard Leah, you saw her for a moment, Hannah's mother, you heard that she was decapitated, you heard that Lilette fled this scene, that she did not stay and fight until the end. This is where Sweets met Crookpaw and Cascada. This is where Maggie, who lost her son and never again returned to Grunewald until 10 years later or so. And this is where Talia changed for the first time. And Markus, you're reliving this. This might be your worst memory that you have. And you're reliving it. And it's horrible. And I'd like you to roll me a willpower check, please. And I need to reiterate that when you're experiencing these memories, it's everything. You could smell everything, hear everything, feel everything. 5 successes. You don't have to have any sort of overt reaction to this. You don't have to cry or scream or yell or anything, or even attempt to jump in and save your brother. You can if you wish, but you don't have to.
I think over the course of all of this, Markus has been, in a rare turn of events, kind of cowed into silence and stillness. And I don't think he remembered until this moment the last words that he said to Jürgen.
I think Timber has gone up to Markus and has put her head against his shoulder, watching the events that have kind of unfolded. It's different than hearing the stories. Watching all this pain that they watched the ghosts of happen. It's much more visceral. And for her, it's realizing, like, if that had been pine cones, how awful to have to relive this after living through it once. This is why the before has to stay in the before. The good and the bad.
The memory shifts forward to when your father bursts in there, urges you to get out. You indicate to him that Talia is changing. He snaps you out of the delirium enough for you to continue running. He tells you, Markus, he says to you, you have to look after your siblings now. That you're the oldest, you have to look after them, take care of them, even if he doesn't come back. And you promise to, you nod, you're coming out of the state of delirium. You run through the cairn, run through the place that you have called home for so long. You run across someone you don't know, a woman who is in her Glabro form, and she's fighting one of these Krenos werewolves, and you don't know why she's in her Glabro form and not her war form, but it keeps her nimble, you realize, and it allows her to use tools. And as you run, a werewolf tackles you as Ilva and Betkun run in front of you. You think this is it, you're going to die, you're going to join Jürgen in the afterlife. But this woman with her tools, she comes over and she sort of garrotes this werewolf. And she says, "You should run. Fast."
What's your name?
Cascada.
Thank you.
Thank me later. Run now.
He'll run after his siblings.
The memory begins to shift again and fade away. Fades to a point at Grunewald. It's before Timber is there. However, Hardrain is there. Timber not yet. Elias is there. Your father is there. Everyone that you knew that survived is there. Except for Lilette. She disappeared, of course. You've had an infatuation with Cascada for quite a while now. Perhaps you didn't have the language for it then. Perhaps Markus has it now, that it's called transference. Someone protects you or makes you feel seen or makes you feel safe. Sometimes you get feeling romantic attachments to them. And Cascada is, and you, of course, were very eager to work at the booth to help the people here at Monsi. And you're working behind the booth now, and Cascada is with you. She's sort of, she got a new batch of pamphlets printed, and she's sort of sorting them out. And you think this is the time to ask her out. This is, it seems like a good time. You're alone, and it's fine. This is a good time to do it.
Yeah. So these pamphlets.
What about the pamphlets, Markus? You don't like them?
No, they're great. They're really good. We should We should think about better ways that we can, maybe more efficient ways that we can make more, like, I don't know, maybe over like lunch or something.
We usually have lunch at the cantina every day. If you want to talk about the
Yeah,
pamphlets,
but,
Marcus, we
like-
can talk about them right now. I don't.
Yeah, but like maybe just like the two of us.
You want to leave the sept to go have lunch to talk about pamphlets?
Yeah.
Is something going on? Marcus, are you alright? You have this
yeah,
very
no-
strange look in your eye.
Oh yeah, no, dude, totally cool, super cool.
Okay.
So
Well-
do you want to go have lunch and talk about pamphlets?
Sure, we can. Why?
I'm just really passionate about advertisements.
Unicorn doesn't let me lie, but I can tell when other people are lying.
Great, super cool. I'm still super cool, yeah.
She has sort of her cargo pants. She sort of unzips her cargo pants, so she makes it into shorts, and she hops up on the counter and sit, like, you're behind the counter. She hops up, so she's sort of in front of you with her back to you, but looking at you. So, what's up?
Just you know, I just we've just known each other for like a long time, and you know, like, I really like spending time with you, and I was wondering if, you know, that maybe you might feel the same way that I feel about you, you feeling about me.
Okay. Well, calm down. Take a breath. I think I understand what you're trying to say.
Did not notice that I had not been breathing. Yeah, okay.
I like you too, Marcus. I really love the work that you do here. I love how passionate you are for the Sept, for our mission here. You're a little young for me, you know?
Not really, no.
Okay. Looking to date is not really something that I'm planning to do. Ever. You're very sweet, and I'm also kind of sweet, and I think maybe that's just too much sweetness together.
You're like aromantic.
I don't want to lie to you, Marcus. It's not that. It's
me.
no. You're very sweet. You're a great guy.
But it is me. Yeah.
I'm not the dating kind, and you know, I always thought that if I ever did date anyone or see anyone, there'd have to be a spark, and I've just never felt one. Not with anyone.
Super cool. No worries.
Are you gonna be okay? We can still get lunch
totally
if you
cool.
want to.
No. It's fine. I've got like a bit of gardening to do, and I need to sort the bottles again, and because fucking Crookpaw never sorts the bottles right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she sort of squeezes your hand. Sorry. And then she leaves the cabin. And all of you are standing there watching this most awkward interaction ever, with the full knowledge that maybe like less than a couple years later, she and Elias were boinking all over the place.
I think Lorelei, having from the previous scene, having been just completely overstimulated and sobbing quietly to herself, not trying to make things about her, is now in this moment at the time that Markus was awkwardly asking her out, she definitely like looked to Timber, still tear streaked on her cheeks, just like, well.
Timber has been watching this whole interaction and looks angry and confused because Timber has never felt jealousy and now she's felt it twice.
And Markus, how does it feel watching you do this? How is the secondhand embarrassment watching yourself?
I don't think it's so much as embarrasses Markus as it just highlights for him what he knows is underneath the surface, which is with his tension with Elias. Between that and the relationships that Elias had with his fathers that he did not, what does this stupid meathead have that I don't?
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, I think it's like looking out and like watching like maybe Elias as in the background.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck does he have that I don't have? Muscles, maybe? Is it that easy?
Why does Markus care? Why does Markus care?
Because he had a better relationship with my father than I did. You all did. And yeah, the shit with Cascada was weird.
Why?
I mean, just through this little walk through the fucking Renata funhouse.
That's not an answer.
If it's not clear, Timber, you have a certain track record for not being good enough. For being good, but not good enough.
What does that mean? Don't be quiet now. No, tell me.
As you say that, Timber, the memory begins to shift. And this, Timber, I'm going to give you a little onus here. Shifts to time in Berlin, to the future, where you are Garu and Lorelei, and your pack is formed, and you're working at Threadbare in Berlin, not in Potsdam. And your Marcus's nephew, Jurgen, not the Jurgen you just watched be disemboweled, is there, and you're comforting him. He had a bad day at school or something. And Markus is holding up a shirt with a bunch of wolves on it, and he thinks it's really funny, and he says very casually to you, so I'll wear this on our date.
Date?
Yeah, a date is when two people who like each other go eat something.
What are we eating?
Food. You should go to a restaurant.
Today?
Yeah, if you have time. After I know Elias is waiting outside to do whatever business you guys have, but I'll close up Threadbare and we can go on a date.
We get Pup home and then yes, we can have
He can hang out with me.
dinner.
I'll call his dad.
dinner restaurant. Yes,
Then it's a
with
date.
shirt.
Yes, I will wear the shirt to the restaurant, I promise.
Good shirt. Timber has good taste.
In your mind, Markus, you don't remember this interaction at all. This isn't you. And in your mind, Dark Litany says, I do a pretty good impression of you, don't I, Markus?
You can have everything that is mine, but you will never have her.
Wait.
I'll bring you back before that. I'm not giving up on you.
And Timber, you're watching this interaction of yourself happen. Markus, you're watching it. You don't remember it. And
I guess-
Lorelei is sort of like, what's the relevance here? What am I looking at?
I guess I did say that, and I now understand the confusion.
I think Timber is just looking at the ground.
Timber knows what date is.
Did we make it?
No.
And the memory shifts to a scene you're all, besides Markus, are familiar with. Back at Monse, Markus, absolutely riddled with black pustules. He's extraordinarily ill. This was the night that you saved him from succumbing and becoming Dark Litany. Saved him through Lorelei's behest at beseeching, rather, of Gorgon to protect him, of Tiara's rite of abjuration to try and remove Dark Litany from him, but also something else that no one was aware of. Markus lying ill and in pain, writhing in his cot, alone in a cabin. Timber came to see him. He coughs and he says, "Oh, sorry we didn't make it to our date."
Markus will get better, and then we'll go and just Timber will fix this. You just don't leave Timber.
I don't want to, but I don't think that there's gonna be dates in our future, which is a shame because I really wanted to kiss you.
Stupid human boy is Timber's.
You know, in books and movies, they say a kiss will save you.
Promise that stupid human boy will get better.
There's only one way to find out, Timber.
Timber can't lose Markus. It's Markus and Timber.
And Timber leans down and kisses Markus.
And as you kiss Markus, the kiss is gentle at first, and then your mouth is filled with horrific, disgusting green and black Icarus bile. Dark Litany laughs in your head, Markus, and the Markus that is kissing and spewing these things at Timber is also laughing. You watch yourself laugh, Markus. And that horrific, ethereal voice of Dark Litany. And he says, "She's already mine, boy."
No. No, she is not. You belong to me now.
She sealed it with a kiss. And that is when you all return to the Geistbahn.
Are we still in the tent?
Yes.
Markus is just gonna use his claws to open up the side of it and crawl out.
Mhm.
I smell like a fucking Landjäger. Ugh.
As you open it, all wits and awareness, everyone.
One rage?
I'll allow you to be at higher if you like.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We're
I'll
gonna
allow
go
up to 3.
Yeah, we're gonna go with jealousy. Wits and awareness.
5.
Okay, sweet.
Does it kill you, Markus, that Dark Litany got to kiss Timber before you did?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a crit.
And asked her on a date before you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Things are starting to make a little more sense for Marky Mark.
For Marky Mark. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. 6.
Yeah.
Timber and Lorelei, you both hear the sound of maybe someone making slurping noises. Markus, you don't hear anything.
If Timber checks on that, Timber cannot promise what will happen.
I'll look. You two. I'll be right back. And I'll follow the sound.
What's happening?
You follow the sound, Lorelei, and you find Renata feeding on an unhoused person. Now, this is not something you've witnessed personally. Of course, in theory, you know that Renata's a vampire. You've seen her do things with blood. She's cold. She sleeps during the day. You know all of these things in a logical way, but you haven't actually seen the sort of visceral reality of living as a vampire. And she's got someone up off of their feet. She's holding them up, and she's sucking out of their neck. Sucking blood. How does that make you feel?
Oh god. I think there's a flash of instinctual anger and hatred.
I'll allow you to increase your rage.
But then seeing her...
Then make me a willpower then, if that is your initial reaction.
3.
3 successes. You can barely hold yourself back from ripping Renata off of this man.
I think what stops her is she gets a whiff of her perfume and sees her hair falling back the way it does that she loves, and she'll kind of swallow hard and say, Reina?
And Renata does stop. And you watch her lick the side of this man's neck before putting him down on the ground. And she looks around. Come, move away quickly, because that ecstasy doesn't last on long on them. He will notice. Come on, come.
She does.
Yeah, she grabs your arm. I'm sorry, I didn't want you to see that. When you are ejected, it burns you from the inside. I was all injured. I had to feed. I'm sorry. I try and just drink from bags, but I was too injured.
I'm glad you're okay.
I'm glad you're okay, but it's not okay, is it? What you saw?
You can't help it.
That's not what I asked.
I need time.
What?
I need...
You need time.
I'm not leaving. I'm just saying to process
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
That's all.
This core part of who I am, you should know that you should have known that from the jump. Sort of vampires. And
yeah.
I think maybe you should go back to your cairn and take your time. See how you feel about it. Text me the details of your little Hiawatha journey or whatever. So just ayahuasca journey. No.
It was a lot. I don't mean to be an asshole. I'm sorry.
I'm a vampire. I'm used to it. And she sort of turns and leaves. Say bye to your friends. We'll talk soon, yeah?
Of course. I love you.
She stops. You can't love me, Lorelei, unless you love everything about me. Including the dark parts of me. Including the sucking blood out of a homeless guy's neck. And I know that sounds fucked up, but it's true. So think about that before you say it again, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Ciao. And she leaves. Meanwhile, Markus and Timber, you're destroying the tent, Markus, and Timber is having a not so great emotional time.
I think Timber's just scrambled out of the tent as soon as possible and is like trying to find somewhere in here that has a wall with the moss, and it doesn't matter if there's no like graffiti. If there's just marks on the wall, that's what she's looking at, trying to find that calm.
The hubcap that
think
was
about-
full of Marcus's blood is completely, it's like burnt out. Couldn't tell if there was blood in there now. It looks rusted almost.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not working.
What? What's not working?
The big, the feelings is not them. Does it have to be paint? That's the
Markus will take the rattle can back out of his pocket and hand it to her.
Timber's gonna make that same symbol, except for this time it doesn't drip. So she's gonna take her hand and like, smear it, and it just ruins it.
Maybe we get a spray bottle of water to make the drip effect next time.
timber just ruins things.
No, you don't. You've made me much better. You've made all of us better. You know, I don't think I've ever had the time to tell you this, but when Papa brought back Elias, there wasn't much of a change in him. He was just, he found a pup, When he found you, Timber, you reminded him of what he fought for. You reminded him of himself. My father wanted to die before he met you. He didn't much leave his cabin. He napped all day. And
Timber remembers.
even when he wasn't asleep, Papa would just go and sit under the tree and look at all of the names. You reminded him. Without you, he would have never gone looking for Lorelei or Hannah. And they would have been left to their fates. You saved him from dying in obscurity, waiting for the end to come. And in saving him, you saved all of them. You saved the moon.
What Timber is supposed to do.
Timber shakes the trees, saves people.
Timber did not save Marcus.
I think Marcus's hands will slide around Timber's waist and just kind of pull her close. You save me every day.
You saw what I did.
We don't have to talk about it. You
No.
said so.
Timber did tell Marcus that.
I don't care. Because I'm going to save him too.
What do you mean?
Dark Litany. I'm going to save him. From himself. From the Wyrm. And the legacy of Nebelstreif will not be death. I refuse.
Marcus was always enough. stupid human boy was always enough.
Am I still enough?
Are you still a stupid human boy in there? Or am I talking to Dark Litany?
You'll have to kiss me to find out.
There's a step back.
He smiles. It's a bad joke.
Yes.
Can I kiss you?
I don't know. Can you?
Let's find out. And Markus will kiss her.
There's tensing, and then it doesn't hurt.
So, as the two of you kiss beneath this, or above the destroyed pup tent, Lorelei returns, and she looks a little despondent, a little upset. And Renata is not with her.
I don't think Timber notices Lorelei.
I don't think either of you do.
No.
No,
Lorelei might have to...
Jake's the
I
tree.
think-
No, climb the tree.
I think Lorelei, like, she'll approach. She's like looking down at her feet as she's walking, and then she'll look up, and then she'll be like, "Oh my god," and kind of just look to the side and just wait.
Just watch them make out.
She's
I
not
mean-
looking. She's just like, okay, I guess.
Sort of
my
giving a
husband is
mental countdown before you, or sort of like kick a stone, just something to get their attention.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually she'll attempt to get their attention.
What's up?
I think are we ready to go home, or you want to stay out longer? I can leave and leave you too.
We should probably get out of here given what just happened.
Let's get dinner. We're already in the city. We should eat before we go back.
Kebab.
I was thinking as a kebab, so we could go to that Asian buffet.
Buffet? Buffet.
Yeah. You down, Lorelei?
Yeah, buffet sounds good.
Hey. Markus will walk up to her and kind of put his finger under her chin and lift her gaze up. You're a good pack leader. You're my sister. Shape up, I can't have you looking so sad and shitty if we're going out to eat.
She smiles and kind of wipes a stray tear and nods. Yeah, can't look shitty.
No, absolutely can't. Timber will tell anybody that says anything, exactly everything they hate about themselves.
So as you go to the buffet, I need to ask what... You said Asian buffet. The most common buffet here is Indian. I've never
That's Asian?
seen... Yeah. That's why I say, well, it's South Asian. I've never seen like a Chinese buffet here. But definitely Indian buffets are very popular here. So you head there. Sort of look around, wait to get a seat at a table. I need wits and awareness from everyone.
Oh, God.
Did you put a lock on?
Two teeth, yeah.
Yep. This will be fun.
Third time?
This will be a great
Nah.
way to end the session. This will be fun.
You know how I've been rolling so good? 2 teeth.
Perfect.
Oh, no, 6 successes. That
Well-
is... Oh, it wouldn't have mattered.
Well, here's the
6 and
thing.
9,
You all see her as you enter into the restaurant. But only Timber can have a modest reaction or control over their own actions. You see, seated at a very back table with some other people, looking a little bit older, but still looking like herself, is Shukra. And Lorelei and Markus, both of you make a beeline towards her. You leap over tables, sort of sideswipe like in a movie over tables, knock chairs out of the way. You're making a beeline to her. If people are in the way, it doesn't matter. Timber with 6 successes and with no brutal outcome, I will allow you to attempt to stop either Lorelei or Markus. You can't stop both. Because they are piercing the veil, the way they're acting.
Markus will draw more attention with his claws and his scars, and also, given what just happened, there might be a more visceral reaction. We can just say Lorelei's on drugs, so she's gonna try and stop Markus. Her whole thought process is, yes, we're finally gonna have dinner. It's gonna happen. God damn it.
But Huddy's at the wheel, and Huddy can't let anyone have any fun. So strength and athletics versus Marcus's composure and resolve. Or composure and athletics, excuse me. Don't forget your rage dice. Lorelei, no one's stopping you. So this conversation will be with Lorelei. Unless Timber fails spectacularly. Of course.
I'm not in any form but
nope,
my own.
Neither is Markus.
So that dice said fuck you and just rolled all the way under my desk.
Your successes, Markus, since you're ready.
I got 4.
Okay, so you can very successfully stop him. And I'm going to insert that you stop Markus by whirling him around and kissing him again. Because that will distract him enough. But Lorelei, no one's stopping.
I'll only be kissing now.
But Lorelei, yeah, I don't have 2 dolls here. I would do it. Lorelei, you head over to the table, and as you get closer, your preternatural senses detect that she's not the only werewolf at this table. She's at a table of about 4 or 5 other people, 5 altogether, including her, and they're all Garu at this table. They all look very similar to her. And as you approach her, what would you like to say? They all sort of acknowledge you all at once. Stranger coming over to their table.
She didn't have time to process her feelings on what she did to Markus in the memory. But so just coming in full force in defense of Markus, she's just going to say, "Why did you do that?"
And Shukra's very bronze eyes look up at you, flash up at you, and she says, "I'm sorry, have we met?"
Why would you do that to a child?
And she says something in a language that you don't know to these other people. And she stands up. She says, "Shall we have this conversation outside?"
Fucking sure.
As she stands up, she sees Markus and Timber making out. And although she doesn't recognize Markus, she's not stupid. She's 5 dots in intelligence. She sees your long, dark hair and the features that you have. She can make an educated guess. "Yes. Meet me around back and take your necking friends with you."
Yeah, sure. And she'll just kind of storm over to Timber and Markus and kind of... She means to tap on the shoulder, but it's said it's more of a grab and shake. And she jerks her head out as Shukra is leaving.
Where the fuck did she go?
We're talk outside.
Fine.
Just once, maybe, we dinner at Cairn. In our cabin.
Yeah. Rabbits.
As you walk around to the back of this Indian buffet, she's standing there. She's still extremely striking and beautiful. She has streaks of gray in her long dark braid now. And she has many bangles on her hands, and she sort of holds her hands in front of her. She's very tall. And she says, "Hello, fellow Garu. Which one of Crimson Hollow's children am I speaking with?"
We are all Crimson Howler's children.
Well, he was very busy since I've been gone. You shouldn't make out with your sister. It is not allowed.
You should keep your forked tongue behind your teeth.
I am no friend of serpent spirits. That is the joke you are making. If you are
No, I'm
speaking
saying
of
you're
chimera,
a cold-blooded fucking reptile.
I see. You must be Markus grown. I see the scars on your body undid my spell. How unfortunate. Yeah. I suppose that is the reason why the stargazers and I have been called to return.
You're going to try and kill me, Shukra?
If it is necessary. It is not an outcome we would desire. We would first speak with your leader of your sept.
It will be hard for you to have a deed name when I rip them from your fucking skull.
A Garu who truly loves Gaia. A Garu who wants to fight the Wyrm in all things. Would not persist knowing that he could bring about the destruction of all.
A Garu who is one with Gaia should not leave Gaia.
We did not leave Gaia.
Then where the fuck did you go?
Deeper than Garu often tread, where they fear.
Fucking hid, Shukra.
It is propaganda.
You hid and you left your children. Don't worry. My father kept them safe.
My duty, above all things, is to Gaia. My children...
So is theirs.
My children were not my choice. They were my husband's. Therefore, when Gaia called me away, it was his responsibility to watch for them.
Gaia did not call you away, your fucking cowardice did.
You speak with Crimson's voice, but you lack Crimson's wisdom.
No, but my claws are just as sharp, Shukra.
I have not come here for a fight. As you see, I did not ask my pack to come with me. Markus, when you were a little boy, I could have killed you very easily. You are alone and innocent. Helpless. I could have. No one would have known. I didn't. I don't want to kill you, Markus. I held you when you came home. But I will do anything to protect Gaia, and indeed the city, and indeed the world. That is what we are called for, the Stargazers. Garu fight battles on the street. The Stargazers care for the spiritual wellness of Gaia.
Then go back where you belong, Shukra.
Gladly, once our calling here is done.
Why are you back?
The spirits have informed us that Dark Litany has risen again. In Garu form.
And what are you going to do about that? And Timber puts herself in front of Markus.
Well, as I see my vision came to pass, I tried to warn your parents, Markus. But I suspect you know that as well. Saw you standing there, full-grown man, watching yourself being born. Something at play that I could not follow, but I understood it well enough, and I tried to warn them. They did not want to listen. I was weak. I should have removed you from the equation right then and there as a child, but I didn't. It was my failing. We will speak with the sept leader of your sept. We have a meeting with her in the coming days. We wish no harm.
I'm disappointed in what she's gonna say.
Perhaps. But the announcement of our meeting has encouraged her to hold a moot in which a new sept leader will be called. She no longer feels fit to carry it. So we must wait for that moot to take place. And then we will speak to them, whoever your leader will be. Perhaps it will be you, Markus. And then it will be war, which we do not want.
I will not kill you, Shukra.
You should never say things so definitively, Markus.
I will not kill you, Shukra. But I will take everything else from you if you come for my people and for me.
There are ways to heal you, Markus. But you must come with us. We would not take you without the agreement of your sept leader.
There's nothing wrong with me.
I could prove that otherwise, but not here, and not now.
What is wrong with our people are those who cling on to the old ways like you, Shukra. Those who flee into tradition and hundreds of thousands of years of losing this fucking war. That's what your ideals got us. You got my people. Young Garu inheriting the broken shards and trying not to cut their hands while we put it together. So fuck you.
Spoken like a young, impetuous, and doomed Garu. Keep well. May Gaia always bless you. And she returns into the restaurant.
Timber did not make any promises.
I know what I said.
Skada not sept leader anymore.
She wants Elias to lead. Because her faith in herself is shaken. We have to make her believe in herself again. Elias will lead us into war, either with Shukra's pack or the Sept of the Blood Fist, either or.
Well, I agree with you about Elias. Cascada needs time to heal spiritually, not just physically.
Physically, Timber is doing good. We have the schedule and the change and no corrupt flesh.
Another course of antibiotics and she should be okay.
Well, physically at least. Timber does not have human medicine for spirit, but leech medicine for body.
That's beer. It's human medicine for the spirit.
Before we end our session, Markus, you feel the watch that your father gave you grow extremely hot against your hand, which is strange. It's still raining out.
I'll just kind of tweak with it and kind of like lift it up off his skin.
Do you touch it?
Mm-hmm.
As you touch it, and as you keep contact with it, you hear your sister Ilva's voice in your mind. If we all recall, Sweets gave Ilva that watch, she did something to it, gave it back to him, and said, "This is how I can get in touch with you again." And you hear her say, "Papa?"
Did you put some kind of Bluetooth thing in Papa's watch?
Markus.
Yeah, where have you been?
Do you remove
miss
your
you.
hand at any point?
No.
Okay. I knew Papa was dead. I didn't mean to do this. I was just really missing him. I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't know he
anything.
gave you the watch.
Well, Elias gave me the watch from him, but yeah.
Can we hear
No.
Ilva's voice?
No.
So it just looks like Marcus is talking to
Yep.
Marcus, what are you doing?
I'm on the phone with Eva.
Weaver trash, the little headset, crack teeth, garbage.
I'll kind of like try to peek into his hair, like, no, you're not. What
Yep.
the fuck?
I miss you.
I miss you too, Shasta. Where are you? Do you want to get dinner? I mean, Lorelei, Timber, and I are in the city, so...
No, I can't go into the city. I'm sorry.
That's not to worry. I mean, if you're busy, if you have, like, maybe some kind of, like, boyfriend over, like, I don't know, rush. It's not to worry.
I can't go into the city. Maybe not ever again. Marcus, I'm sorry.
You can come out to, Potsdam.
No. I can't be anywhere near people that I care about. I shouldn't even be where I am now.
Okay, so where are you, like, some tropical island? You're having, martinis on the beach or whatever?
No. I'm with
What's
someone.
going on?
I'm with someone I care about. I shouldn't be here.
Is it a boy?
Yes.
I'm happy for you.
Don't be. It's only going to end in tragedy.
Okay, Sarah.
If something happens to me... no. I'm sorry.
No, say it.
If something happened to me, would you take care of my effects?
Are you pregnant?
Just answer the question, Marcus.
Ilva. I would do anything that you ever asked me to. I love you, sister.
I love you too. Please tell Talia to stop harassing my boyfriend to try and find where I am. Where I am right now is safe. And if something happens to me, if you wear the watch, you'll know. Okay?
Okay. But is the watch going to tell me where something happened to you?
It'll give you a message. Remember the Star Wars movie?
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Yeah.
Something like that. Call it a last will and testament, but only if something happens to me.
Okay, well... Just try and be safe, okay?
I'm just gonna give this warning. I give it to everyone. If anyone named Ipu ever talks to you, don't give her anything that she wants.
Okay.
Goodbye, Marcus.
Why do you sound like that?
Connection ends.
Like... Okay, well, Ilva's tripping about some shit, and Talia's harassing her new boyfriend, I guess, so I'm going to have to deal with that.
Why?
Because I guess the boyfriend won't tell them where Ilva's staying.
But you just talk to Ilva, tell them, and then they don't have to eat human boy.
Or maybe my
Part
sister
human
needs
boy.
to learn boundaries with people. That you can't just beat an answer out of someone you don't know. It's probably like a good lesson that she probably should have learned when we were at fucking school, but she never did because she always gets her fucking way. I love my sisters.
There's a definite
Wow.
hint of jealousy in Markus that both of his oldest sister and his youngest sister got to be Karu before him, and it's still coming out all these years later. It's amazing. That is where we're going to end our session until the stars go out for this evening. Thank you all so much. Enjoy all the seeds that I planted for future things.